Liverpool with Bruce Grobbelaar in goal, a back four, that usual efficient mixture with Alan Kennedy, in fact, celebrating his 400th league appearance today. In midfield, of course, it'll be interesting to see the growing strength of Kevin MacDonald. Ron Atkinson, the United manager, you may remember, called him the man of the match in our live cup tie at Barnsley, but you shouldn't overlook the fact that John Walk is Liverpool's top scorer with 22. And up front, well, Ian Rush has got 18 to his credit, but as Jim says, he's never scored against Manchester United. Well, as for United, with Gary Bailey in goal, the back four are getting together a good understanding. John Gidman was once an apprentice here. The battle in midfield should be absolutely exhilarating, with Robson and Whiteside, of course, in particular. And up front, well, that another excellent chance to assess the young player of the year, Mark Hughes. Look at that front three, though. Hughes, Stapleton and Jesper Olsen. Referee Joe Worrell from Warrington, a splendid referee. He's never fussy. He's one who always likes to give the game a chance. Well, it's a marvellous atmosphere with a lot of fans have come up from Manchester. And it'll be Liverpool then who get us away. Manchester United this afternoon in white shirts and black shorts. Hogg getting it towards Jesper Olsen, a touch on towards Mark Hughes. Olsen again. And away goes Steve Nicol, but the flag is up. And they'll have to come back for a free kick to Manchester United. Certainly if the Manchester United fans are looking for an omen, then Brian Robson might supply it for them, the United skipper in the Manchester United Grand National sweepstake. Would you believe he chose last suspect? And there's Robson. And Grobbelaar gathering. Gidman. Came off Hansen, so it'll be another Manchester United throw. Gidman once again with it. Whiteside. Gidman. Always quick, and the referee again, you'll notice, allowing the game to go on. Over McGrath's head. Hogg hesitated for a moment, and the backfield by Dalglish, in for Rush. And Nicol with a shot, just wide of the United goal, but a brilliant break. And Dalglish and Rush setting them up between them. Ian?
Well, the young United centre-backs getting caught there with the experience of Kenny Dalglish to set up that chance.
And headed behind by Gidman for another corner. To be taken by Dalglish. Played in low this time. Neil. Hansen. And Orbiston backpedaling to get it back to Bailey.
It really was an excellent chance there for Liverpool. Stevie Nicol had all the time in the world. Probably he didn't know that, and he tried to hit the ball first time. But had he taken it on a stride, Brian, I'm sure he'd have finished much better.
McGrath carefully finding Strachan. Gidman seeking out the little Scot again. Playing it in towards Olsen, but Neil had gone well with him. Now Stapleton hitting it against Neil, and Nicol getting it away. Gidman's header for United, and won by Olsen. Here's Strachan. Lovely cross in there, but that time it was half stopped by Lawrenson, but Strachan once more. He's got Gidman available to him. Now Olsen. Strachan. Well, that's curl for Olsen. No, Kennedy's head was there. MacDonald just hacking it away. Comes to walk, but the whistle had gone. Kennedy. That's not a bad ball, and Nicol is awaiting it on the far side. Dalglish trying to get a turn in, and the shot on target, but Bailey down. Strachan. This really has got a feel about it. There's a real tingle about the whole place this afternoon. Walk to Hansen. Now to Neil. Dalglish. Comes for Strachan. But just look at Rush. That's where he so often does so much of his good work, hustling back. Incidentally, all these reports about AC Milan coming to look at him. Liverpool have told AC Milan they're not really welcome here today, so there are no representatives from the Italian club here. Liverpool say if there's any talking to be done about Ian Rush, it can be done at least at the end of the season. A little over 10 minutes gone if you've just joined us in this crucial game at the top of the First Division. 0-0 here at Anfield between Liverpool and Manchester United. Robson working well, and a pass now that will send Stapleton on his way, but just again, look how quickly Lawrenson got across. Robson again, little flick again for Stapleton, in at Grobbelaar. Hogg for another Liverpool throw. Dalglish again, a lovely touch, and what a good break by Steve Nicol. Brought down. Oh, well, there's a controversial moment. From this high position, that certainly looked very much like a penalty.
It certainly looked like a penalty to me, Brian. Stevie Nicol got across the front of him there, and just as he was about to play the ball into the box, he was pulled down. I mean, that's the most blatant penalty you'll ever see in television.
So United breathe again. Liverpool denied what looked to be a very good penalty. Now get a free kick. Dalglish behind this one. Dalglish chipping the little free kick. Walk trying to get in there. And it was just palmed away by Bailey, but the ball had gone fractionally over the byline, or over the goal line rather, and it'll be a corner to Liverpool. Gary Bailey just very quickly looked a little unsure of himself there.
Well, it's a troublesome wind, and anything in there is going to cause both goalkeepers problems.
Here's Kennedy. The deflection. And Bailey gathering that one, although he might have been a little put off by Goodman. Comes all the way to Dalglish. MacDonald. Hitting it straight at Olsen. This could be a bit of trouble. Olsen now finding Strachan. And a goal kick.
Gordon Strachan appears to me to be wanting to get the ball in early today. You know, he's hit quite a few balls where you feel he could have put his foot on it, taken his time and tried to pick somebody out. But he's trying to bend them in quickly, and when you do that with a moving ball, obviously you're not as accurate.
Whiteside. MacDonald to Whelan, and now for Kennedy. Whelan again. Goal kick. It's never been a better incentive for United to do something here at Anfield. If they win today, they go just 1 point behind Spurs in third place. Lawrenson had to get into overdrive again quickly there. For a moment, the odds look very much, oh, now they might well be on United. Oh, there was some sloppiness there in the Liverpool defence, which was quite unbelievable.
Very uncharacteristic of Liverpool, that Brian. Very, very sloppy indeed. But you've got to hand it to Mark Lawrenson for the interception when Hughes was racing through there. You know, world-class stuff from Lawrenson.
Yes, if United win, they go within a point of Spurs in third place. Kennedy. Hogan, Whiteside both trying to get underneath. This one, Rush was almost in there as well. I think he was waiting for Dalglish to act for a moment and wasn't quite his positive self, and McGrath gets it away. Kennedy to Lawrenson, and look at Hughes getting in there. That's a real battle there between Lawrenson and Hughes. And this time it comes down in favour of a free kick to Manchester United. Lawrenson giving this 21-year-old Mark Hughes his undivided attention this afternoon. Olsen comes on for Hughes, and there's Lawrenson again. Orbiston with the throw for Manchester United. Lawrenson versus Hughes again, and Hughes getting it away to the little full-back Orbiston. And now Jesper Olsen over the top. Goal kick. Neil. Well, that's not away by any means. Lawrenson getting it away, but only as far as Arthur Orbiston. Time to get across in there, but that time Steve Nicol got it away. Olsen, McGrath. Here's Orbiston again. A little chip in towards Staple, and that time Lawrenson has left Hughes long enough to get the header above Stapleton into touch. Jesper Olsen. Cross towards Hughes. Clash of heads there. I think it's Alan Kennedy who's in trouble with Hughes. It's a nasty old knock there. And Hughes was in a bit of trouble at Hampden Park as well. In fact, he's got a stitch above his right eye now, which was on that night inflicted by Scotland's Arthur Orbiston, his Manchester United teammate. So here's how the clash of heads happened, right there. Well, that doesn't look too good. I think it was a clash of heads in the first place, and maybe a knock on the leg as he fell.
No, I think he went over on his ankle as he came down, because he came down very awkwardly.
And Kennedy is coming off. And Paul Walsh is getting ready to come on, right on half-time. So Liverpool just at this moment down to 10 men. Walks header. Here's McGrath. And now Gidman. Robson. Such a lot to play for in this game for both sides, if they have any hopes at all of catching Everton at the top.
I'm just wondering what Liverpool will do here, Brian. Who will play at left back?
Phil Neal's coming across by the look of it, and Steve Nicol playing at right back, as he's done so well, in fact, I think this season, certainly last season for Liverpool.
Well, he is a natural right back. You know, his career, he started his career as a right back, and although he's been doing terrific as a winger, but that's sound tactics to do that. Paul Walsh, a big favourite now with the Anfield crowd, especially after his goals in the European Cup the other week. With Kenny Dalglish in midfield now for Liverpool, and Walsh and Rush up front, that's a formation a lot of people thought might happen when Walsh came to the club, so it'll be interesting to see how they go in the second half.
Here's Walsh. He is so quick. A little touch that time by Dalglish. Here's Walsh again. And now Phil Neal playing at left back, hitting it straight at Gidman. A ricochet coming very conveniently for Stapleton to make the break. Played over a minute of time added on at the end of the first half. Joe Fagan, the Liverpool manager there. Robson. Persuaded by Whiteside to go forward. Robson looking for Strachan, but couldn't quite find him because Dalglish was in there. Neal, Walsh, Whelan. The challenge by Whiteside was crude. and deserving of a free kick to Liverpool. It's a free kick for Liverpool. The question is how much time they're going to have to get the ball into that United penalty area. We've playing close on 2 minutes of time added on. Half-time, and a splendidly balanced first division game here. Liverpool 0, Manchester United 0. Well, it'll be Manchester United who get the second half underway. Joe Worrell, the referee from Warrington, gets it underway as Manchester United now attacking the goal to our left, remember, in white, 0-0. Back with Bruce Grobbelaar. Well, the kick from Grobbelaar going straight to Olsen. And a bit of shoving there by Stapleton on Mark Lawrenson. I think one or two people bemoaning the fact that we've not had a goal this afternoon, Ian, but you were saying at half-time that you get as much pleasure watching people like Lawrenson and Gidman doing splendid defensive work, almost as much as scoring goals. Let's talk about that in a moment as Hogg gets that away. Olsen there. Hughes, watch this time by Hansen. Well, Hansen holding him off well.
I do think the defenders of both sides are playing very, very well. And really, you know, when you see good defenders playing, it is something different. And today the young centre-backs of Manchester United are playing well too.
Well, here's Walsh on the break for Liverpool. And it was Robson who went across to hold him up. Dalglish, the touch for Phil Neal, now playing at left back with Alan Kennedy off. Comes for Walk, played down by him, but Jesper Olsen got in just before Steve Nicol. Here's Lawrenson. Whelan, chased by Olsen. Hansen. Neal. Dalglish. Played in towards Rush. Not the header he wanted. Manchester United manager Ron Atkinson on the left there. Hogg has been very sound at the back for United this afternoon. Neal. Rush. Comes for Strachan. Again Hansen. MacDonald. Walk trying to get in there, but Alveston putting it down for Dalglish. No, they claimed a handball there, but I think that was probably ball striking hand and not hand striking ball. A powerful shot by Dalglish. Ian St John.
Well, let's just have a look at it again here. Kenny hits it, and that certainly looked as if it hit him on the hand. I mean, that was another, I thought, a blatant penalty from here anyway.
Well, Joe Worrell, the referee, is not the most popular man with the cop this afternoon.
And yet, having said that, I think he's kept the game flowing very well. I mean, I think he's made some very good decisions throughout the game, apart from those two penalties.
Whiteside. McGrath. Nicol. For Walsh. Nicol. And now MacDonald. Flicked in again by Ronnie Whelan. And Bailey there in the nick of time as MacDonald came in. Play on, said the referee, don't hold it up. Now Hughes charging away there against Hansen. And Hansen forced to concede the corner.
Now that was a good decision by the referee because he allowed United to kick the ball nice and quickly and get an attack going. So many referees now would have stopped the game and killed it, and the United then have the ball in their own box instead of having a corner kick at the other end.
United's first corner of the game taken by Jesper Olsen. And Grobbelaar, within an ace of carrying that over the line. It must have been caught on the breeze. Here's Hansen, and now Dalglish. Walsh just showing himself, but McGrath was right there with him. Here's Phil Neal. And now time for MacDonald to get a cross in. Oh, my goodness, across the face of that goal. Bailey didn't get a touch to it. The necks are straining on the Liverpool bench. Ronnie Moran, Gary Gillespie I saw there, but the ball now for a throw for Liverpool and Nicol. Walsh. Will that come for Rush? Almost. Play on, says the ref. Walsh. Stopped by Hogg. Oh, given away there, though, to Dalglish by Jesper Olsen. Here's Steve Nicol being shadowed by Olsen. Oh, and he might get to the byline. Albiston getting it away. Olsen's header, just setting it up for Dalglish. Cross towards Walk. Rush was in there too, and now MacDonald hitting it straight at Robson. Whelan back to Neal, back it on to Ronnie Whelan. Walk coming to this one, it might come for Dalglish. Played in for Nicol, driven just wide. Brilliant move by Liverpool. And if that had just crept inside, Bailey wouldn't have had an earthly. What a touch again there by Dalglish. And Nicol coming up from the right back position. Oh, cigarette paper between the ball and the post.
That was a lovely move by Liverpool there, and Stevie Nicol looking very, very confident at right back. I mean, it's a position that will eventually fill here at Liverpool, but he's such a good attacking player as well.
Whelan again with the cross towards John Walk. Just comes off the head of Whiteside. Nicol. Deep cross again towards Rush. And Bailey taking it under the crossbar. Dalglish. Walsh, who is onside, but that looked like handball to me. But the referees allowed it to go. Here's Neal. Support from Whelan. There's support from Dalglish. A little pass through towards Walk. Almost got on the end of that one. If he caught that one well, I don't think Bailey would have smelt it. Instead of that, it's Olsen. Again, Dalglish at the centre of things for Liverpool, spotting the possibilities, and Walk not quite getting it under pressure from Albiston. MacDonald. It's straight at Whiteside. Down the line for Jesper Olsen. Hughes. Whiteside. Curling cross to Stapleton! Left. Frank Stapleton for United.
What a delightful goal it was, man. Beautiful ball in by Norman Whiteside. And there was Stapleton doing what we all know he can do. Meeting it flush in his head and a beautiful downward header to beat Bruce Grobbelaar. He had a bit of freedom there. Ronnie Whelan, the nearest Liverpool player to him. But a marvellous header to put United one up.
Nicol. Now, let's see what Liverpool can do with 16 minutes remaining. It's Walk crossing it in, and Bailey goes down. All the noise is coming from the Manchester United end of the field. Walk, rush, trying to get Nicol in. Olsen's gone back there, but Nicol's got time to measure up the cross, and on the far side, arriving late, was Whelan. And now Walk trying to line something up, and it's into the Kop, and a goal kick. Liverpool just can't get hold of it at the moment, Ian.
No, Liverpool have gone very scrappy, and you know, it's all United. United are one of the few teams that can come here, you know, and play as if they want to win.
It's a foul that time by Walsh on Strachan. Whoop. A few angry words being exchanged there. And Strachan, I think, probably scraping his leg on the track off the pitch. And Gidman taking the free kick for Manchester United. Inside the last 5 minutes now. That's another free kick. As Lawrenson brings down Mark Hughes. So Grobbelaar lining up the wall. 2-4 in it. And behind the ball we have Strachan, Whiteside, Gidman and Robson. And Olsen just away to the left. It's curled in there by Robson and comfortably taken by Grobbelaar. Orviston with a throw for United. Whiteside banging it forward. And Grobbelaar returning the compliment. But McGrath surely going to beat Walsh in the air. But Walk is in there too. Played towards Kenny Dalglish. Came off for the corner. A United defender just got in there to get a touch. When almost out of nothing, Liverpool appeared to make a chance. Dalglish crossed in nicely. It'll come for Phil Neal. That was poor. But it's going to be Liverpool's throw. I think the ball even went into play, so it's still a Liverpool throw. Liverpool facing their 5th home defeat in the league this season. As Walsh tries to get Nicol in, but it's a goal kick. Rush. Can Liverpool yet save it? Neal coming in. Oh, Dalglish, the little chip by him. Everybody in a white shirt virtually was back in that penalty area for Manchester United. And here they are breaking away with Orviston. Oh, and Nicol and Whiteside having a row as they go. Play on, says the referee, as it comes to Brian Robson, and behind for the goal kick. Furious scrap there developing between Whiteside and Nicol as they ran after that ball. And we're in time added on for injuries now. Walk. 2 United players going for that one. Nicol planting it forward again. Lawrenson having gone up, stayed up. McGrath's there with him. And there was a bit of shoving there by Mark Lawrenson. In fact, he was probably pulling back at McGrath. And the Kop, I think, always great optimists, are probably now resigned to the fact that it's defeat for them and victory for the supporters at the other end. Referee looking at the watch. He's played very nearly a minute of time added on. And Frank Stapleton's goal, 17 minutes from the end, looks as though it might be the one that decides this game. Hansen's header. Robson playing it wide for Strachan. A mighty blow this for Manchester United's championship hope as Gidman swoops in once more across the face of the goal, and Stapleton couldn't turn it back. Goal kick. Grobbelaar a little annoyed with the policeman there, who didn't seem to be wanting to get the ball back very quickly. Nicol. Hogg. Olsen. A sterling team performance by Manchester United, you have to say, as Robson tries to get Stapleton away once more. Nicol's right there with him. Very nearly 2 minutes of time added on now, and again referee Joe Worrell looks at the watch, and United are almost home. Walk. In fact, it's Whiteside, and now Robson, and space here for Strachan. It's going outside Phil Neal. The low cross coming in. Here's Jesper Olsen. Whelan, too short. Robson in quickly. Olsen. Final whistle. Victory for Manchester United. Frank Stapleton's goal. A tight and absorbing game. Tremendous battle in the middle of the field. Lawrenson against Hughes at one end of it. And then Frank Stapleton, here he is in the centre of the picture, getting that important header 17 minutes from the end.